Hey folks, and welcome to another video of mine. In today's video, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the Red Dead Redemption 2. Now I know a few of you have reached out to me and have requested that I actually talk about this game and share my experience as to what I feel about it on the Xbox Series S. Now just a few things that I want to get clarified before we get started. Number one, I am going to take the game capture directly from the Xbox Series S. My only two options of the game capture from it is 720p in SDR and 1080p, that is, in SDR. So since it's from the Xbox Series S directly, it's going to be in 1080p and in SDR. I record most of my videos in 4K in 30 frames or 24 frames per second. This video is getting recorded in 30 frames per second, but do not worry, because I'm going to share my experiences as to what the game feels like, whether it runs on 60 FPS or not. So I'm going to be commenting on it as I play the game. So I've got you covered there. Now, apart from that, just a few other things that I want to mention about this game. This game is stored on my external storage. It's not on my internal storage. Now, if you want me to share an experience as to how it compares to the external and internal storage, I can make a video on that. Depending on your comments, I'll make it down the line. But today, for this video, it's stored on the external storage, and this game takes a whopping 122 GB, more than 120 GB of your space. So consider this, all right? Your Xbox Series S only has usable GB of around 364 GB. That's the usable internal storage. So this game, when stored on the internal storage, would take more than 30% of the whole storage capacity. That's how big this game is. Number three, I also want to share the fact that I'm playing the online version of this game and not the story mode, simply because of the fact that the story mode is not available on Game Pass. You have to download the story mode by paying money. Now at this stage, I don't want to be doing that. If you request me to do it, if I get a lot of requests, I'm happy to do that as well. I'm happy to download it, pay money for it, and then share my experience of the story mode. But I just thought I'll let you know that this is the online mode that I'm playing. Now, the last thing that I want to mention is a fun fact about this game. This game is one of the most expensive games ever made. In fact, it was made on a whopping budget of $350 million when it comes to the development alone. And that's the development alone. If I consider the marketing costs and attach that to the overall cost, it runs to the tune of 540 to 500 million US dollars. Now that is a big figure. Now with that said, let's find out how one of the most expensive games looks on the Xbox Series S. The frame rates, the graphic fidelity, and all of that. Let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm finally on the game. It says Red Dead Online. I don't have the story mode, like I said, but let's click on that play button and get into it. Now, while this is getting loaded, I just want to share the fact that this is on my external storage. So I have mentioned that. And because of the fact that it's on my external storage, and because of the fact that this is actually the online version, it might actually take longer to load, because it's not on the internal storage. And from my experience and what I've noticed with other games is that the load times when my games are stored on the external storage, and this is a hard disk drive, by the way, it's not even an SSD. So the load times when I store it on an external storage is long. It's really long, and that can be quite annoying. And this, even in my previous videos, I've mentioned, is one of those things that I actually dislike about the Series S. The fact that when you do store your games on an external storage, it does take long times to load. And you're only storing it on the external storage in the first place because the internal storage is only 364 GB. That's the usable internal storage out of the 512 GB that you get on it. So as you can see, I've been blabbering for the last 1 minute or so, and the game still hasn't loaded. So that's how long this takes if you have it stored on an external storage. Now, if you do want me to make the same video with the game playing on the internal storage, then do let me know and I can get that done as well. So yeah, so let's get started. And okay, so this didn't take that long, but okay, now it says I have to select a few outfits. So exiting the wardrobe will finalize your starting clothes. Are you sure you want to leave? Yes, I do want to leave. So all right, let's just go with that. I didn't want to do a lot of customization because I want to get to the heart of it. That is the gameplay.
That looks more comfortable. Paulie?
Here, madam.
Your very good health.
Okay.
I suppose it beats dying.
The graphics is really good, and I'm just gonna lower the volume down because it's quite
Or rather, I'm
high
telling
right now.
you to find out
okay.
and kill them. You're the only person I could possibly
Because the
trust.
game is anyways getting captured, so the audio will also get captured from the Xbox Series S itself. And like I said, I'm recording this in 1080p on SDR, not HDR. But to me, in the real world, this looks great. It looks fantastic. The cutscene is fabulous. It looks kind of nice. In fact, it looks like it's running at maybe a 1440p, but I can double check that and I can put that information up on the screen. I'm not so sure, but it definitely looks maybe dynamic resolution, because the cutscenes, they look much sharper than I thought it would be. Or maybe it's the TV as well, because when you have a good 4K television, even your television actually upscales your 1080p content or your 1440p content. So it's very important that you have a good TV as well. But I'm not going to be able to share the recording of the TV, because like I said, it's getting captured on the Xbox Series S. So this is a long cutscene, and there's quite a lot happening here, and there's a lot of talking back and forth. But in terms of the quality of the cutscene, it's quite good. It looks quite good. Is there a way that I can actually skip this? No, I can't. Well, I thought I could, but no, I can't. So I have to work through this. I don't know if you can see this, but the background blur, or the motion blur as they would call it, it's quite nice. It's very subtle, and the overall graphics looks good. But still, I was expecting more for the $350 million that they spent. But hey, maybe it's just the cutscenes. Maybe the in-game graphics are different. So we'll have to wait for that. And also, this is the online version of the game. This is not the story mode. So you have to keep that in mind as well. Just thought I'll mention. I'm itching to get into the gameplay, but hey, this is going on and on forever. I guess, when you're playing alone for a single player campaign, it's good. You would like to go through the story, you would want to understand what the story is. But for the sake of this video, I think it's long. Oh, by the way, now when we take a look at this particular section and the horses in the background, I do see some sort of a haziness to the horses. So it's not as sharp. So I would say the draw distance maybe is not so good. Okay, now select the location of your camp. Crypts will be set up for you. A fee can be paid to move your campaign again. To open the player menu. All right. Camp and properties. Camp. Small camp. Great Plains. All right. Wow. We've still not got into the gameplay, and I know you folks are itching to get into the gameplay as well. But let me take this at one go. In the meantime, I can maybe entertain you, or maybe I'm just boring you with my talk. But oh wow, finally. All right. So now we're into the game, and I just want to mention one quick thing. By the way, the in-game graphics looks really good. The grass, the clouds, the color tone of this game, man, it looks brilliant. It looks fantastic. All right, get on my horse. Get on my horse. All right. And I don't know where I need to go. There's an X marker there, so maybe I need to get there. All right, run, horsey, run. Okay. Now the draw distance is respectable. Again, I personally feel like it's dynamic resolution that's getting played at the moment, and maybe it's hovering between 1080p to 1440p. I'm not so sure, but I can double check that. And yeah, this looks very good. So here you can actually feel where they have actually spent the $350 million. You can make the difference out. The vegetation, the grass, the animals in the background, small details, like the rocks, it makes a difference. It definitely does. And if you are watching this content on a television which is a 4K TV, and if you're sitting at a distance of let's say 7 to 8 feet, you would hardly be able to make a difference between this and the Xbox Series X or 4K content. So wow, this is smooth. And again, the TV information, the TV is running at 4K and it's a 60 frames per second signal. So that's the signal. And wow, this looks good. Let's take a look at the settings and see what options do we have. Do we have a graphics mode in here? Let's take a look at that. Let's go over the display and see if I have a graphics mode. So I do have HDR calibration, but no, I don't want that. I have a colorblind mode, I have sharpness, I have what else do I have? Nope, so that's about it. So I don't exactly have a performance mode or so. Is it in general? No, it's not. So you don't exactly have a quality or a performance mode in here. So I'll just put up whatever the game runs at on the screen, but looking at it again, I feel like it's dynamic resolution hovering between 1080p to maybe 1440p. I'm not so sure, but I'll put that information on the screen. Alright, so we're finally at our destination, but I'm just roaming around just to show you how smooth this looks. And this looks fantastic. The load times were respectable given the fact that it was on an external storage, and the NPCs, the flora and fauna, as you would call it, the buildings, they all look fantastic. This is a beautifully designed game, and one can tell where the money was actually spent. I mean, you really can. Like they say, the devil is in the details. Well, yeah, I won't exactly say the devil is in the details, but it's all in the details. I could say. Now, what exactly happened there? Now, how do I get up here? Alrighty. Okay. For all this game is known for, I've never really played this game. This is the first time that I'm actually experiencing Red Dead Redemption. So let's get in here. Is there any person that I need to speak to? Yes, there is a person here. So let's talk to this guy. Hold LT to focus on the post clerk. Alright, so I am gonna hold LT to focus on the post clerk, and emotes RB. Awkward dance, wave, nod head, some options. Can I shoot this person or just greet this person? Alright, so I greet this person.
Hello. You must be Harley's friend. He's one of us. He said you also were
another cutscene.
Discouraged man. I'm very discouraged. Disappointed Alden. That's me. Anyway, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I find your reticence charming.
Okay.
Really
Can I skip it?
charming. By the way, I heard
Nope,
you
I can't.
earn a little money. Well, some gentlemen have been robbing our stage.
In the cutscenes, I mean, the cutscenes look great. I mean, the graphics, the character itself is not that great. So the character design, again, I guess it's only because of the fact that it's an online version. But everything else, apart from the character, looks fabulous. I mean, the set design, the backgrounds, etc., all of them are just so good. And I am impressed by that. But hey, the character designs are, you could say, weak. Even this guy, I mean, the guy that I'm talking to right now, I don't know if you can notice this, but his beard and his mustache is all whacked up. It's kind of funny. So, all right, ta-ta. Time to go. Move on. All right. So, yeah, the file looks good. If you can see that. Yeah, the file looks good. Looks quite neat. But, yeah, I think, there's a little bit of pixelation that I can see in the file. So, this is something that I noticed and I thought I will share with you guys. Let's get out of here. The lighting in this game is spot on. It's so good. Now let's get a little closer to this, you could say, plant or whatever it is, and see if I can see, you know, any sort of pixelation here. Not so much. Not so much. It's quite decent. I think, you know, however, the draw distance could have been a little better. So maybe it's 1080p. I don't know. Guess I'll get to find out. Time to run. And see, this is what I don't like about the controller. I'm pressing on these buttons and I'm sure you can hear them on the camera as well. Simply because of the fact that they are loud. They're really loud. Man, this game is beautiful. Wow. This looks good. This looks super good, in fact. Wow. I hope, you know, I mean, this gets captured properly. This is the first time that I'm actually recording. This is the first time I'm making a video like this. So do let me know if you like the content. If you want me to talk less and play the game more, if you want me to be off camera, do let me know about that as well. You know, I'm open to any kind of constructive feedback, and I would love to hear from you folks. In fact, it's you guys, you know, who have actually made my channel grow, and I really appreciate. Oh, wow! I really appreciate that about you folks. I didn't see that coming. I didn't know about this. I didn't know that this happens to you in this game. Wow. But now I know. There's always a first time. There's always a first time for everything. Man, it would have hurt in real life. But in this game world, meh, you just get up on your horse again and you ride. You just ride. And keep riding. This is a beautiful game, guys. There is no doubt about it. It is gorgeous. It is one of the better looking games, and in fact, despite of the fact that it came out a couple of years back, more than a couple of years back, I could say that it can still compete and compare with a few of the games which have actually come out in 2021. This is that good. So in terms of the graphics, it is beautiful. Wow. And even the lighting, I don't know if you can see this. The lighting is fantastic, and this game is not even optimized for the next gen. So this is not a Series X or an S optimized game. This is still running off of the older version. I think the one that we get on the Xbox Series S is the 1S version, whereas the one that we get on the Xbox Series X is the 1X version. So I think this one is the 1S version, but it's beautiful. The lighting, look at that. Amazing. The background, and for what it is, it's beautiful. Everything, you know, the draw distance, the fog, the lighting, the sharpness is respectable, given the fact that it is running on the Xbox Series S. And this game performs really well. I have not seen any screen tearing, any ghosting, any lag right now. No frame drops, nothing. This is running at a solid pace, and this is a smooth experience. And like I said, you know, a TV also, when clubbed with your consoles, makes a difference. I do get this feeling of 60 frames per second simply because of that MEMC, the motion smoothness. If your game does not have motion smoothness, sorry, if your TV does not have motion smoothness, I meant that, then maybe it'll look like 30 frames per second. What you doing, boy? What you doing? Search for the hideout. I'm trying to search for it, provided my horse actually allows me to. Oh my god. Come back right here. That's funny. But again, you know, let's take this moment to take a look at the surroundings. And it's gorgeous, guys. I mean, this is one beautiful game. Really pretty, very nice, and I'm really impressed with it. Now, this is all that I wanted to show you in this particular game. So we've seen the load time. It's long because of the external storage. We've seen the graphic fidelity of this game on this Xbox Series S. I think it's running at around 1080p. The draw distance is fine. looks great, plays great, most importantly, and feels great overall. So I think it's a good experience on the Xbox Series S. Too bad I don't have the story version of this, but hey, if you guys comment on it, if you guys want me to download that, and if I get a lot of requests, then I'm happy to download it at the cost that I'm getting it at, and share my experience about the story mode as well. But as far as the online mode goes, this plays smooth on the Xbox Series S, and I'm very impressed with the overall performance of this game. So this is the first time that I'm recording this kind of a video, folks, so I would just request you to be easy on me. In case you want to see more such content, do let me know in the comment section, and I'm happy to put the performance of more games on my Xbox Series S, and I can share my experience with what I feel about those games. I've already got a lot of games that I've downloaded, and let me know what kind of a game would you want to actually watch on this channel, and I'd be happy to play that for you. So with that said, we come to the end of this particular video, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate your kindness, your love and support, and for your patience. And yeah, in the next video we'll play some more games together and experience the lovely games on the Xbox Series S. Until then, it's a wrap for this one. This is me signing off, and until we meet again in the next video, folks, take care, stay safe, and may God bless you all.